The vice president has concluded something alarming. Pete Hegseth is not giving Donald Trump the accurate military picture the president is relying on to command this war. This is the record. Two senior administration officials told The Atlantic that J.D. Vance went to the president directly. Vance questioned whether Hegseth and Joint Chiefs Chairman Dan Kane had given the president an accurate account of the conflict. His concern was specific: whether the Pentagon understated how severely American missile stockpiles had been depleted. Oil closed above $110 a barrel today. Peace talks collapsed. Trump rejected Iran's latest proposal. The reason the president may be misreading the negotiating situation is that his military picture may be incomplete. What you are about to see does not just explain why this war is not ending, and the evidence proving it does not come from critics of this administration. It comes from inside it. Nobody is telling you this. What the record shows is more alarming than anything in Vance's private conversations alone. It comes from two places: intelligence assessments from inside this administration and one report the Pentagon did not publicize. This week, the Center for Strategic and International Studies documented that the United States has burned through more than half of its pre-war reserves across 4 critical weapons categories. 4 years. That is how long restoring those stockpiles will take. Pete Hegseth told the American public that Iran's military has been drastically degraded by U.S. strikes. The intelligence assessments tell a different story. Internal evaluations cited by senior administration officials show Iran retains approximately 2/3 of its air force. The bulk of its missile launching capability remains operational. Most of the small, fast boats capable of closing the Strait of Hormuz are still in service. But the inventory numbers and Iran's retained force are not the most unsettling part of what the record shows. Here is the piece of this story no other outlet is reporting. The Pentagon schedules its official daily briefings at 8 o'clock in the morning. That is the precise hour, documented by White House observers, when Donald Trump watches Fox News. The military briefing was not calibrated for the intelligence community. It was calibrated for a television program. What that means for the president's actual picture of this war is the most important question in American foreign policy right now. J.D. Vance did not raise his concerns through normal channels. The vice president went to the president directly. That tells us something specific. When Vance acted, the people responsible for briefing Trump had not delivered the full picture of this war to him. Read that again. Pete Hegseth publicly declared Iran's military drastically degraded and American stockpiles robust. His own vice president privately concluded neither claim is accurate. Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell denied The Atlantic's reporting on the record. That denial now stands as the only official response against what two senior administration officials said under their own authority. The United States has spent more than half its pre-war munitions across 4 weapons categories. Restoring them takes 4 years. That is the same arsenal the U.S. needs to deter China over Taiwan, North Korea over Seoul, Russia over NATO. Tonight, those magazines are running below half their original capacity, while this war continues. Iran still has most of what it started with. That is problem 1. Problem 2 is what this war has done to the arsenals that were never supposed to be in it. And here is why that matters to every American not inside that 8 o'clock briefing room. The Federal Reserve cannot meaningfully lower interest rates while oil holds above $100 a barrel. Oil is above $110 today. Every product shipped by truck in America is priced against that number. So are heating bills and airline tickets. None of those prices come down while the Strait of Hormuz remains under threat. This is not only an Iran story. Earlier decisions already drew down these arsenals before this war began, first through Ukraine, then through Israel, now through Iran. Each decision made the next crisis harder to manage with full capacity. The question nobody is asking is this: If the Vice President of the United States does not believe the Defense Secretary's account of this war, who does? The Senate Armed Services Committee holds oversight jurisdiction over the Pentagon. The committee has not publicly scheduled a stockpile depletion hearing. Trump rejected Iran's last negotiating offer on April 21st without public explanation of what intelligence guided that decision. Watch whether J.D. Vance makes any public statement referencing the accuracy of Pentagon intelligence assessments. A vice president who privately doubts his defense secretary but stays publicly silent is in an impossible position. Because that tension does not hold indefinitely. Pete Hegseth's public account of this war did not survive scrutiny from his own vice president. That is the record. It will not survive a congressional hearing either. What you just watched is the kind of analysis the record demands. The Vice President of the United States raised the alarm about his own defense secretary's account of this war. If that is the kind of intelligence you want more of, subscribe. Zero Static is here every day. We will be back tomorrow.